Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy. Today's Thursday, and so we are going to be making a quick and easy, delicious, and healthy snack. I'm going to show you how to make an easy, everyday avocado dip. And this is kind of user-friendly, multi-purpose. You can use it on so many things like cooked veggies, salad, or even as a dip where you can actually put out fruits and veggies and enjoy yourself. So it's really simple. I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to show you a few things as I go along. The first thing that you need for this ingredient to make it creamy and delicious without any dairy is the mighty Hass avocado. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to begin by opening the Hass avocado, showing you how perfect it is, taking out the little pit here, and I'm going to scoop everything out. I'm going to be very particular about even scooping that light green or lime green line that's all around the circumference. That's where most of the nutrients are hiding. So don't forget, scoop every last bit out. You want your avocado shell or the skin to be clean as a whistle. One full avocado, and make sure it's nice and ripe. You can see how super ripe this is. You call this ready to eat. Literally, you could eat it with a spoon. That's what you want. All right, this can go into the compost bowl. Nice to have a compost bowl around. Just kind of throw it all there and then bring it to the garden later. All right, the next thing that we want is a little plant-based milk. And I'm going to show you how to make this milk. I made it ahead of time just so I could have it. I want a half a cup, but I'm actually going to demonstrate it for you today. I'm going to use the Almond Cow, and this is the plant milk making machine that I adore. There's nothing better than this machine. Believe me, I've looked high and low, and before this was even invented, I was searching and searching for something like this, and finally, when it came out, I was like, wow, they've answered a question. They found the solution that I've been looking for. This machine does it. Now, this machine is great because you can make nut milks or seed milks, and you can even infuse fruit into your nut and seed milk and make lots of different things with the pulp. You get both things. It happens so quickly. First thing that you want to do is you want to fill up to the minimum line your machine, the base of your machine, with cold filtered water. It's 5 cups of water, cold and filtered to the minimum line. Ends up being 5 cups. Now, the other cool thing about this machine is that it comes with this little collector cup, which holds this filter just perfectly. And I'm going to do just a split screen overhead so that you can follow along with me. Actually, I'll do a full screen. So you see my filter is in my collector cup and it's sitting there. And this is really great for once we add our ingredients, which we'll do now. I'm going to make a cocoa cashew milk. If you want this recipe, it's right within my Plant-Based Made Easy monthly cookbook. Every single month, I add staple recipes that include things like this: milk, yogurt, cheese, and even plant-based bread in under 45 minutes. So this is the staple recipe for milk. And I love coconut and cashew. It ends up taking on a very whole milk consistency, and it doesn't taste too much like cashew or too much like coconut. It truly tastes very similar to cow's milk. And then I want to actually keep this on the unsweetened side, but I want to balance the flavor. So I'm not going to go overboard with sweetener. And one of the ways I can control that is with a date. I'm going to use 1 medjool date. You can use up to 3, depending on how much you actually want to cut this with a little sweetness. But you don't want to add anything like maple syrup or sugar to this, unless, of course, you're making, let's say, chocolate milk, which there's a fantastic recipe for that as well. But we want unsweetened plant milk because we're going to use it as the base of our avocado ranch dip. Now, if you want, you could add flavor agents like vanilla extract. I'm going to leave it out this time. And you also can add just a little bit of sea salt. I'm going to add a few pinches of this. And that's it, all right? So we've got the dates, we've got the cashews, and we've got the coconut in my case here because I love this recipe so much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top of the machine, and this is really cute. It has a little almond cow. It's like a cow, but it's an almond. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take the blade, and I'm going to gently move everything around that blade until it kind of makes enough room. And then there's little safety function, like a little click into place clamp on the side, or they're like in grooves that are like engraved in the side of the filter basket so that this can actually be locked in place. So I'm going to show you on the side. This is locked. This is open. This is locked. This is open. It's literally just a turn of my wrist. That's it. I'm going to place this now right on top of my water. You can see the water is there, cold and filtered. Everything connects very easily, and I turn it on. It's going to run through 3 quick cycles. It takes less than 2 minutes. It's going to stop in between the cycle just for a second, and then it will start up again. Okay, and you can see it's blinking. That means it's still in progress. You don't want to touch it or move it. Pretty cool. Almost done. One more quick cycle at the end, and it's really going to be delicious. Still blinking. There it is. All right, it's totally complete. I know that it's done because as soon as it stops blinking, it's going to turn a solid green light, which I have right here. Now I'm just going to remove the top, let the milk drip out. And within the filter basket now is all of that nut pulp, which you better believe I'm going to save for everything from scones to muffins to waffles to pancakes to truly even baked bread, crepes, you name it, you can make it. I'm going to put this aside. Now the collector cup and the filter basket are just hanging out. Let me show you what it yields in terms of the pulp so you can actually see. Here we have this delicious pulp mixture, and it's really creamy because we use cashews and coconut, which make for a creamy pulp. This could even be used to make delicious vegan or plant-based ricotta cheese. So yummy. And now the best part, look at this fresh milk. I'm going to grab a glass bottle. I highly recommend that you store your milk inside of a glass bottle that you reuse, and you can sterilize after every use and before every use. And it's so fresh, you guys, that you even have a little cream top. It's foamy, just like it would be from traditional milk. It's so yummy. It looks like regular milk, truly. You're going to get 64 ounces of milk. That's the very minimum that you can make, which ends up being one of these jugs and a 16-ounce glass container in my home. And we need a half a cup, which I'm going to use the milk that I've already measured so nicely. That's a half a cup here, throwing this right into the food processor. And if you need more plant milk, keep it aside. After we pulse this dip, you'll see if you need more. Now the flavor agents, we're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. I'm gonna do an overhead split screen. This is garlic powder, California garlic powder, 1 teaspoon. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of onion powder, which I have here. And I love setting out my mise en place. I love just having everything ready. I'm gonna use half a teaspoon of sea salt. This is Mediterranean sea salt, so it's a bit wet and chunky, chunkier than normal sea salt, but I really like it. I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of stone ground mustard. This is going to give it a nice zippy taste and flavor, just like ranch usually tends to have. Grab a spoon for this. And I want stone ground mustard better than the regular mustard. That tends to be a little bit too much. And then a little sweetness. Again, this is not because we want everything to be sweet. It's because we want to be smart in the kitchen. We want things to be super flavorful. And so we actually need to balance flavor with a little sweetness. In my case, I'm going to use a little bit of maple syrup, just 1 teaspoon. Getting the hang of it, it's like 1 teaspoon of all the ingredients. I want 1 clove of garlic, and to develop that allicin, that really healthy property within, I'm going to give it a whack with my chef's knife. Yeah, just like Nana taught me. And then open up the skin. You can do that really easily. It kind of just falls right off. Oh, there's 2 in here, but you know what? Shh, we're adding them both. I like it. All right, now the last thing that we want are dried herbs. Super important. You can use anything that you want. I'm going to use dried chives today, but you can use 1 teaspoon of dried chives, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, 1 teaspoon of dried dill, whatever you want. The choice is yours. I also want a little bit of lemon juice, which I have here. I want about 2 teaspoons. It doesn't matter if you just do an extra teaspoon. It truly doesn't. Just give it a little kiss of lemon. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. It's 2 tablespoons, excuse me. So it ends up being, this is a super juicy lemon. So just half of that is all I need. But if you have a small lemon that doesn't yield a lot of juice, 2 tablespoons is what you're looking for. And then last, but certainly not least, I want some fresh herbs as well. We've just spent a lot of time in infusing all these flavor agents that are so darn delicious, like the dried herbs and the spices. But how about some fresh herbs? Now, I store my fresh herbs in a glass mason jar with a little water, and I cover it with a bag. That seems to be the latest and best way to store my herbs. And I don't know if you're going to believe me, but these are about 15 days old, and they look just as fresh as ever, right? That is the trick. This is going to keep all your soft herbs super fresh and vibrant for a very long period of time. I know I say this a lot, like almost every day, but it's true, and it really works, and it's a great money saver. Herbs are like super expensive in market. So that's why I always encourage, if you can grow them, the better. And if you can't grow them, then save them and store them properly so that they actually can last over a long period of time. So I have cilantro and I have curly parsley. I'm going to use a little bit of the curly parsley, like a tablespoon. And I just use my kitchen shears to snip some off. And I can throw that right into the food processor. And then last but not least, this is optional. You want a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to use about 1 to 2 tablespoons. Again, totally optional if you're whole food plant-based. But if you do want a little bit of that good omega-3 fatty acids, you can actually use flaxseed oil. You can use olive oil, avocado oil. All of these are fantastic. All right, I'm going to put the top on. Oh, I forgot one thing, black pepper. Can't forget the black pepper. I did the S, now I need the P. I'm definitely going to grind my own black pepper. Has to be. It's the best way that way. Okay, now put it in your blender or your food processor, lock it into place, and then give this a start. First, plug it in. My goodness, Daniela, get it together. Plug it in. Now we're working with, what are they, cooking with grease. All right, give it a start. This, you really want it to pulse, and you want to make sure that you're pulsing until you get the desired consistency. So pulsing is really good for this. Great. Let's just take a quick look. Oh yeah. Now I really want it kind of on the chunkier side. I don't like that my ranch to be on the complete smooth and creamy, totally smooth. I like it kind of rustic, kind of chunky, but you can take it as far as you want. This looks really, really good. I'm just going to taste a little for salt. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. It truly tastes like ranch. Might add a little bit more black pepper. I might just give it one more spin around this blade. Just one more quick spin. Perfect. We done. Now I'm going to clear my decks, and I'm going to actually make a delicious veggie platter just to show you how I would do it. I think that's kind of helpful, right? Let me grab what I need. I think I'm going to need some fresh veggies, which I have here. I have some rainbow veggies, some rainbow carrots, excuse me. I have some beautiful radishes, which I'm going to use. And then I have these gorgeous sugar snap peas, which I absolutely love. And I want to prepare these by actually getting them on a platter. I'm going to grab my platter. Now you can do a small platter or a large platter. If you're going to do a small platter, how about these like nice long platters? I like this a lot. This is going to be really great. We'll save that for another day today because I'm going to make a big veggie platter. I think I'm a little hungry. I'm ready to snack on this ranch dip. So I'm just going to place this aside, and then I'm going to position everything. First, I need my dip. You won't probably use all right for the platter itself. Save some, like I said, this is really great on cooked veggies. It's really great as a condiment for any of your meals. It's awesome for fruits and veggies. And it's really awesome as a salad dressing as well. You can thin it down with balsamic vinegar and other ingredients if you wanted to make it even more thin and perfect for a dressing form. For the sugar snap peas, I like to slice them on the bias because I can just expose the little pea inside. It's so pretty. So I'm just going to do that for all of these. And the bias is just a really fancy chef word for like the diagonal, right? Just get into it. Get into the fancy chef terms. It's fun. And this is totally optional, but I think that these sugar snap peas are more eye-catching when they're sliced on the half on the bias, just like this. And if, sometimes you get a little tiny piece, just cut the side off so you can use the whole thing. You don't have to cut it in half. And sometimes if there's little like parts of this that are not looking so good, just cut it right off. The next thing that we want are some, let me place these and then I'll do the next. I'm gonna do green this way. I want some rainbow carrots as well. And I'm gonna keep these as long as possible. I did go ahead and peel these. I love showcasing all the different colors. So if you can get your hands on rainbow carrots, get into all the different colors, grab if you can, the pink. I love the pink carrots. I love the white carrots. That's what this one is here. Oftentimes people think that this is a parsnip, but it's not. It's a carrot. It's super sweet too, even though kind of looks like, no, not a lot. Obviously, you've got the classic orange. Here's a fun fact. In the 1950s, carrots didn't used to sell very well. It wasn't really a staple. Maybe it was the 40s. I can't remember the exact decade, but we were talking 50s or 40s. And so these marketing geniuses decided, you know what? We're going to just market the orange carrots. And because they stand out in the produce crowd, we're going to just market the heck out of the orange carrot. And everyone's going to love the carrot after that. Well, they did it. And they really did a good job, because now most of us only think the carrots come in one color, but it's not true. That was the genius of the marketers. And then the radishes, I love to keep the tails and the tops, the green parts. When you're storing radishes, store them in a container in your refrigerator, like a little bowl with water. That's it. They like to actually sit in water. They're very, very full of hydration. They're like 90% water. And so they like to sit in water and just be stored that way. And I just serve them up just like that. I've got some peas that fell away. And I don't know. I mean, this looks pretty darn delicious to me. Would you eat that? You guys have fun with this recipe. Enjoy it. I'm going to taste it on a carrot because I can. I'm going to just use this beautiful purple carrot with the orange inside. How gorgeous is that? Thank you so much. I want to give this food a little gratitude. I'm going to give this dip a little gratitude. Cheers. Mm. Mm. So good. Mm. Big bite. I couldn't resist. So good. Creamy. Perfect for anything. I could see myself using this, and I will use it throughout the weekend. Fantastic snack. You guys try this, and if you make it, take a photo and drop it into our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy. We are 1,400 people and growing. We are a global community of people from all over the world that are really engaged in plant-based living and cooking and being. I'm really excited to be a part of this with you. I'm excited to help you along on your journey. So if you have questions along the way, please reach out to me. You can email me, you can DM me. I really want to support you and your family and making a healthy change if that's what you're after. Thank you all so much. And please join me on Instagram at Chef Daniela Malfitano. I'll see you tomorrow for our final recipe of September, where we're gonna be making our apple spice crumble bars. They're gonna be darn delicious and a perfect way to say bye-bye to September and hello, October. See you then. Ciao for now.